Welcome to CSEGuru. In this session, we will discuss data structures and applications. In that, we are going to review about union, declaration, and initialization. Union is a special user-defined data type that allows to store different data type items in the same memory location. Union, in all respect, it is similar to structure only. The main difference here is it will store different data type items in the same memory location. For example, if you are considering a union should be declared with a keyword union, and then for example student is the union name. Here we can able to declare int roll number, this is one member, int mark, int age. Okay, so these are all the members of union. So here if you are declaring a union with union name student and roll number, mark and age are the members of union. So union can able to store different data types in the same memory location. What is the meaning here in the sense? Same memory location only all the member we can able to store, because at the time we can able to store only one value with the union. So here union can be defined with many members like roll number, mark, age, like many members we can able to define, but only one member can contain the value at any given point of time. For example, if I am declaring the union variable as std1, okay. So here if I want to store roll number in the sense std1 dot roll number, suppose if I am giving 01, okay. And again if I am storing std1 dot mark 90. So what happens in the sense? First roll number value will be stored with memory 01. When you are updating with the new value, that is any member of this union is updated with the value or initialized with the value in the sense, automatically the recent update it will take it, because only one member can contain a value at given point of time. Okay, if you are updating with roll number first in the sense, if you are asking to print roll number, it will print roll number value. Suppose if you are updating with mark, the value will be changed with mark. Okay, roll number value will be replaced. This is the old data, so it will be replaced with the new data. Okay, so here any one member only at a time can able to hold the data. All the members cannot able to hold the data. Okay, so here member allocated for a union is large enough to hold the largest member with it. For example, here I am giving us float mark. Okay, so here integer data type will occupy 4 bytes of memory location, floating point data type 8, again integer 4 byte. Okay, so here how the memory will be allocated in the sense 8 byte of memory will be allocated, because here memory allocated is large enough to hold the largest number. When you are storing roll number, it will store with 4 bytes only. It is possible. When you are storing mark in the sense it is a floating point data type, it requires 8 bytes. So starting itself when it is trying to allocate the memory, that time it will allocate the memory with the largest member. The member which requires the largest memory location, that memory will be allocated so that any member can able to store the data in that memory location. Okay, and when a new value is assigned to a field, existing data is replaced with the new data. Thus unions are used to save memory. So here if you are initializing with roll number 01 in the sense, initially that value will be there. If you are initializing mark in the sense, that value will be there. Suppose if I am initializing with age in the sense, okay, now this memory will be replaced with age value. Any one of the member, either roll number or mark or age, any one of the member only will hold the data at a time. All the members cannot able to hold the data at a time. This is the main difference here. Okay, so the similarities between union and structure, if you are considering in the sense, union as well as structure both will store different data type items under a single name. Okay, one single name we can able to store different data type items. That is common for union and structure. But what is the difference here in the sense? Union will store all the data, different data items in the same memory location, but structure will store in different memory location. See here, for this is union in the sense, totally it will allocate only 8 bytes. In that you can able to store roll number or mark or age. But structure in the sense, for this integer it will allocate 4 bytes separately, for this floating point it will allocate 8 bytes separately, again for this integer again it will allocate 4 bytes separately. Okay, so that At any point of time, roll number will be stored, mark also will be stored with its memory, age also will be stored with its allocated memory. Okay, so there is no disturbance between all these three members. That is the main difference between structure and union. Okay, the memory allocation and how it is stored in the memory, that is the main difference between union and structure. And declaration of union, in all respect, it is similar to structure declaration. So here syntax is union, union name, and within the union set. This is the set. And here you can able to declare data type, variable name, data type, variable name too. Likewise, any number of variables along with its data type you can able to declare. But how many data items you are declaring? All the items will not hold value at the same time. Any one of its member only will hold value at the same time. Okay. For example, here if you are considering in the sense, example, here union name here is student, and then within the set data type integer, roll number, and character, name of 20, okay, and int mark. Okay, so here how the memory will be allocated in the sense, character needs 1 byte into 20 sequential memory location it requires because it is an array. So 1 into 20, totally 20 bytes, integer 4 bytes, here also integer 4 bytes. So here it will allocate 20 bytes of memory location so that it can able to hold any data. So here it will allocate 20 bytes. And also like structure, even we can able to define type defined unions. It's possible here. Okay, this is a simple declaration. Like structure, how we will use the type defined structures, here type defined union is also possible. And the size of the union is size of its largest field. The size of the largest field here is 20 bytes. So size of union is 20 bytes. Once the size of the field is allocated, this field will be reserved to store the sufficient number of bytes. Okay. And accessing a member, if you are considering in this sense, it is similar to structure only. How we will access the member? Structure members will be accessed by using dot operator. Okay. So here union variable name dot member name. Okay. For example, here I am declaring union student, int roll number, character, name, then int mark. Okay. And here I am declaring the union variable name std1. This is union variable name. Okay. So how we will access the member in the sense, std1, this is the union variable name dot, okay, you should not give space and all here, continuously you have to give dot, member name is roll number. Similarly, std1 dot name, you can assign value also here, 0, 1, likewise. Name is equal to, within double quotes, you can give Rani. Okay, that is also possible. And std1 dot mark. Okay, likewise, we can able to access the member. So, member of a union can be accessed with the dot operator, union variable name dot member name. So, this is accessing the member. And union initialization. The difference between the structure and union is that in case of union, the fields will share the same memory space. That is, the largest memory space required for its member. Any one of the member will require the largest space and that space will be allocated. So, the fields will share only that space. So, new data will replace any existing data. Okay, whenever a new data is updated with any of its member, it will be replaced with existing data. Because here union at the time, it will store only one member data. Okay. For example, you will understand the difference here with this example. Example here, this is the structure with the structure variable point 1, x and y are the member of a structure. And union with the union variable point 2, x and y are the members of the union. Okay. So here I have declared point 1, p1, this is actually the structure variable name, and 2, 3, meaning is, for this structure variable, members we are assigning the value. So here p1 dot x will be assigned 2 and p1 dot y will be assigned 3. Okay. Then you are declaring point 2 p2. This is the union variable name. p2 dot x you are assigning it as 4. p2 dot y you are assigning it as 5. Okay. So here, now if you are asking to print point 1 in the sense, it is the structure actually. Okay. So if you are asking to print the values in the sense, so 2 and 3 will be printed. Okay, but if you are asking to print 0.2 in the sense, see here, at the time union member will store only one data. Only one of its member will store the data. See here, p2.x is equal to 4. So 4 will be stored with this variable p2.x. Again, you are updating p2.y is equal to 5. Now what happens? This 4 will be replaced by 5. And the variable is p2.y. This statement will replace completely this old data, existing data. And here if you are asking to print p2.x and p2.y, both it will print 5 only, because updated value 5 only it will print. Or sometimes here for x it may print garbage values also. Okay, but recently updated value usually it will print. Okay, can you able to find out the difference? Structure member, individual member, whatever the value you are assigning, it will take it, because memory is allocated separately for x, separately for y. So if you are assigning a value for x, it will accept it and it will print it. If you are assigning value for y also, it will accept it and it will print it separately. There is no connection between x and y. But here what will happen in the union in the sense, x and y will share the same memory location. If you are initializing value to x, in the sense in the memory location, x value will be initialized. Again, if you are initializing value with y in the sense, x value will be replaced, only y value will be retained. So what is the most recent update of data with any member of its union in the sense, that will be replaced. Only recent update will be taken. That is the difference. Okay. And here if you are considering the examples, same structure with structure variable 0.1, members are x and y. Union with union variable 0.2, members are x and y. And here point p1, here p2.x it will store 2, p2.y it will store 3. Okay, again you are declaring point p2. This is a union variable name. And if you are asking to print the coordinates p1, p1.x and p1.y in the sense, it will print 2 and it will print 3 here. This is normal as we already know. Okay, now p2.x you are updating as 4. Immediately if you are asking to print, it will print 4, p2.x. Then if you are initializing p2.y with 5 in the sense, now this p2.x is equal to 4 will be replaced by p2.y is equal to 5. This existing data will be replaced by this current data. Okay, now if you are asking to print, it will print 5. Can you able to understand the difference? Here continuously you are updating the value. You are not asking to print immediately. Here you have updated the value p2.x and again immediately you have updated the value p2.y. Okay, so in that case what will happen? This p2.y recent value will be updated in the memory location. Okay, but here what it will happen in the sense, here we have initialized the value, immediately you are asking to print. So it will print the recent initialized value. Then only you are initializing the new value p2.y. Then if you are asking to print, it will print the new value 5. Here it will print 4. So this is the main difference between union and structure. Okay. So structure, if you are considering, both structure and union will store different data items, but union will store all the data items in the same memory location. Structure, each member will have its own memory. So in union, any new update of value with any of its member will replace the existing value. At the time, only one member can hold the data. But this is not the case in structure. Structure, all the members, we can able to initialize the value and that will be retained within the memory location individually. Okay, so this is the main difference between union and structure. So this is all about union declaration and initialization.
Thank you for watching this video.